What if the oldest map ever found was not drawn on paper, but pressed into wet clay more than 4,000 years ago? Long before the idea of a globe, people in ancient Mesopotamia were already trying to make the land understandable. They lived between powerful rivers, beneath wide open skies, in a world where a flooded canal, a distant mountain, or the location of a town could decide whether a journey ended safely. The oldest widely accepted surviving map is a small clay tablet from the ancient settlement of Gassur, later called Nuzi, in what is now northern Iraq. It dates to around the 24th century BCE, during the age of the Akkadian Empire. It is only a little larger than a hand, yet it may preserve humanity's earliest attempt to turn a real landscape into a picture. At first, it does not look like a map at all. Its surface is marked with simple lines, circles, and strange patterns. But those marks appear to show a local region. Curving lines represent rivers or canals. Circles likely mark settlements. A pattern like fish scales may show hills or mountains. The landscape is not drawn with modern accuracy, and there is no north arrow or neat scale. But that was never the point. The tablet helped people see their world from above. To make it, an unknown person worked on soft clay, using simple marks to capture features too large to hold in the hand. Once the clay hardened, memory could travel. A river could be discussed far from its banks. A field, village, or route could be shown to someone who had never stood there. This was a quiet revolution. Space itself had become something that could be recorded. And that is the mystery at the heart of this tiny object. What exactly was it made for? Some researchers see a record of land, water, and nearby communities. Others have suggested it could have helped travelers move through the countryside. It may have been connected to farming, trade, administration, or the control of valuable irrigation. No written explanation survives to tell us. The clay remembers the marks, but not the voice of the person who made them. Gassur stood in a region shaped by movement. Merchants, officials, farmers, and messengers traveled across Mesopotamia, linking cities and villages through trade and shared rivers. To them, geography was not an abstract subject. It was food, work, danger, ownership, and survival. A map could turn memory into something solid enough to hold. Yet the claim of oldest map is not as simple as it sounds. At Çatalhöyük in central Turkey, archaeologists found a Neolithic wall painting dating to about 6600 BCE. Some believe it shows a town beneath an erupting volcano, possibly making it far older than the clay tablet. Others argue that the shapes may not be a map at all, but a decorative image. The debate remains open, reminding us that ancient art does not always explain itself in modern language. More than 1,000 years after the Gassur tablet, Babylonian mapmakers created another extraordinary object, the Babylonian map of the world. Made around the 6th century BCE, it shows Babylon and the Euphrates inside a circle of water called the Bitter River. Beyond it lay distant regions, mystery, and lands that its makers admitted no one truly knew. That later map did not simply describe geography, it described belief. It placed the known world at the center and allowed wonder to exist beyond its edge. In that sense, it carries the same human instinct as the older tablet from Gassur, the need to look across an uncertain landscape and say, "This is where we are."
The first map was not a promise that people understood the whole world. It was proof that they wanted to. In a small piece of hardened earth, an unknown ancient hand gave shape to rivers, hills, towns, and distance. Thousands of years later, we still do the same thing whenever we ask where we are, where we have been, and what may lie beyond the horizon. If you enjoy stories like this, please follow for more hidden history and untold stories from around the world.